The smile. And still undefeated, Gervonta Tank Davis.
What'd you think, man?
No.
No?
I think it was a great fight. I think it was a great fight. It was amazing.
Tank is the best fighter in the world. Tank's the best fighter in the world. And his team's been saying it.
What Star said, let his hands go, impose his will, but he got to put his chin down. He got to be defensive minded. And Tank, great game plan.
Yeah, actually, no, that was a beautiful knockout. I ain't gonna lie, that was a beautiful knockout. That was beautiful.
How do you set it up in your eyes? How'd you see him?
But
what do you think about Gervonta?
I think Gervonta did good. I think he waited a little bit. I think I feel like he gets them tired first until he explodes on them.
You got to be there with him. If you're not mentally strong, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna break you down.
Anything else that Ryan could have done differently throughout the fight?
I just feel like he just fought the wrong fight. He was following him around in round one.
The fight went exactly as I would say 100% of us expected it to go. I don't think there was very many people that
First, you know what I'm saying? He held his defense up pretty high, so he was able to maintain for a long time. But I think that whenever Tank was ready to close the gaps, he closed.
He tried to fight, but it was unsuccessful. But it is what it is. He so happy to it, he got knocked out. He got
His performance. What do you think about Gervonta?
I think Gervonta did good. I think he waited a little bit. I think I feel like he gets them tired first until he explodes on them all crazy.
What next match would you like to see for him? Maybe a Shakur fight, possibly a David?
Tank's always shown that he's very well equipped with skills and he's strong. So I'm assuming that punch really was the factor.
It's close, but that's what he was all about. You feel me? Rolly got a little comfortable.
it was an ugly fight. It could have been either way, but Tank got him out of
Monster. The modern day Mike Tyson.
What do you think is next for Tank Davis after this? What would you like to see?
I mean, let's put him in big fights. He's ready for everybody. Not too much.
What did you think about Tank's power tonight? Did you think he was winning the fight up until the stoppage?
I mean, it was close, but like I say, man, he got a lot of experience, so he's really just setting it up.
You got to go back up there.
Setting it up, taking his time. He was taking his time, just setting it up.
You know, he made a mistake and got a little froggy. He showed the world that he could outbox the champion, and he outboxed him. But thank you, appreciate that. But Tank is the champion for a reason. I told him he has timing and he has experience. Time and experience is two dangerous weapons.
The fight everyone was waiting for is finally over, and as expected, Gervonta Tank Davis secured another victory. He dominated Lamont Roach, just like he has with so many others before him. Once again, an opponent talked a big game before the fight, claiming he had the power to take Tank down. But when the bell rang, reality set in, and not as hard as Tank's punches. Roach stepped into the ring full of confidence, convinced he had the perfect strategy to exploit Tank's weaknesses. But like the 30 before him, he quickly learned that there are levels to this game.
I'm gonna do me regardless. I told him to leave his mom's and, the people home, and he still brought them. It's crazy, man. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad, man.
As soon as Tank figured Roach out, it was game over. A few heavy shots later, and Roach had no answers left. The fight ended just as most expected, Tank victorious, untouched, and still undefeated. But surprisingly, the post-fight conversation wasn't about Tank's performance. No one seemed overly impressed, especially the big names sitting ringside. Among those watching were Terrence Bud Crawford, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and the man who has been shaping boxing's biggest fights lately, Turki Alalshik.
We gonna make sure tell Terrence Crawford keep his name out your mouth. You know what I mean? He talking crazy. He talking crazy. He talking. You think about that one?
Nah, it was just some, you know, talking on some Twitter like back and forth.
Their reactions made it clear they weren't impressed by what they had just seen. Terrence Crawford, never one to hold back, summed it up in just a few words. Just another win to look good. For months, Crawford has been vocal about his criticism of Tank's opponent selection. He believes Tank has been playing it safe, choosing fights that keep his record flawless without truly pushing himself. In Crawford's eyes, Tank has been avoiding the toughest challenges, prioritizing his image over building a lasting legacy.
Question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terrence Crawford look?
147?
147.
I tapped that trend. You know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he is.
He's just arrogant, Crawford said when asked about Tank's latest win. He wants attention, but he should be giving fans real fights, not just trying to look good. Crawford hasn't held back his thoughts. He firmly believes that only one fighter can truly beat Tank, Shakur Stevenson. He's repeatedly called Shakur Tank's kryptonite, the one fighter with the skill, defense, and ring IQ to neutralize Tank's power and outbox him completely. And it looks like Turki Alalshik might agree. Right in the middle of the post-fight discussions, he made an announcement that sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Tank has officially agreed to 2 fights this year. And these aren't just any fights, these are the ones fans have been waiting for. Turki didn't drop any names, but it didn't take long for people to connect the dots. For months, he's been pushing Tank to step up, take on the toughest challenges in the division. The most talked about matchup? Tank versus Devin Haney. Turki has been working non-stop to make the biggest fights happen, and this announcement made one thing clear. Tank's next 2 fights won't be tune-ups. They're going to be the real deal. The obvious names? Devin, Haney, and Shakur Stevenson.
Devin, thoughts on the fight?
Haney, the current undisputed champion, has been calling for this fight for a long time. He sees himself as the best at 135 pounds and has repeatedly claimed he has the skills to beat Tank. In Haney's mind, the hype around Tank is just that, hype. He's confident he can outbox him, break him down over 12 rounds, and prove once. And for all that skill beats power. Shakur, on the other hand, has been just as vocal. He's long argued that Tank is being protected, with his team carefully selecting opponents to avoid real challenges. But now, with Turki confirming 2 major fights are locked in, Shakur knows his time is coming. The difference this time? No more excuses, no more tune-ups, and no more avoiding the biggest threats in the division. And just when the night couldn't get any more interesting, Oscar De La Hoya dropped another bombshell. Tank vs. Ryan Garcia 2 is happening. No official date yet, but it's confirmed. Ryan has been calling for a rematch ever since their first fight ended. He felt he wasn't at his best, blaming the weight cut for draining him and admitting he made mistakes he won't repeat. Since then, he's been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Social media meltdowns, legal trouble, and non-stop criticism from the boxing community. But for Ryan, this rematch is more than just another fight. It's his shot at redemption.
You know, in all of boxing in regards to where you're at in your weight class and how you consistently are just knocking guys out. What's that feeling like when you do?
It feel like
Oscar De La Hoya wasted no time building the hype, claiming Ryan is coming back with a different energy and could be a real problem for Tank, or even Devin Haney. He's been vocal about Ryan's talent, insisting that his speed and power make him a legitimate threat to anyone in the division. And with all the chaos surrounding Ryan lately, this rematch could be his chance to prove he's still a serious contender. But the bigger story here isn't just the fights themselves, it's what this means for Tank's future. Just a few. Months ago, rumors swirled that Tank wasn't interested in working with Turkey. He wanted to control his own career, stay independent, and avoid being tied down by long-term deals.
He said I drank. No, I did not. He was eating the day before. We had a media workout. He was eating at his media workout, bro. I wasn't even eating at my media workout. You know what I'm saying? He tricked the people yeah, I'm training. No, you wasn't. I just made him have to work.
It connected Saitui, but now Tank is all in, and that changes everything. Turkey isn't just another promoter or businessman in boxing. He's the one making the biggest fights happen. He's the one putting up the money, setting up the deals, and making sure the best fight the best. With Tank now working directly with Turkey, the biggest fights in the division are no longer just possibilities. They're happening. Haney, Shakur, Ryan. There's no more avoiding them.
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation. So it just threw me out for a moment. He was hurt.
Crawford knew it. That's why he was there, watching it all unfold. He's been pushing for these fights for months, demanding that Tank prove himself against the best. And now, with Turkey making the deals, there's no room for excuses. Tank made a statement tonight, reminding everyone that he's still the king of the division. He still has the power, and he's still the one everyone is chasing. But now, the real test begins. No matter how many knockouts he racks up, or how many wins he adds to his record, the only thing that truly matters is whether he can beat the best. And with Haney, Shakur, and Ryan all lined up, we're about to find out if Tank is really as untouchable as he claims to be.
It was a professional versus an amateur.
The thing about Tank's fights is that you always know what's coming, you just don't know when. A knockout is inevitable, it's just a matter of time. And at the weigh-in, Tank knew it too. Same old, he told the crowd. I've got to give them what they want to see. He didn't say much, he never needed to. His fists always did the talking. For Roach, the real question was whether he could last long enough to make it interesting. Could he avoid that one punch that shuts the lights off? Could he pull off the impossible and shock the world? It was always a long shot, but he believed, and the people around him believed too.
Boxer. But everybody be talking shit to Gervonta, it don't be coming out good for them, my nigga. I'm just keeping it real.
He obviously is a superstar. But just cause it's who he is, this don't change no program that I got going on. I'm here to win. I've been coming to win. And I think the same result will happen on December the 14th.
At the weigh-in, Roach came in right at 135 lbs, while Tank looked a bit drained at 133.8. That got people talking. Maybe Roach had an edge. Maybe the weight cut took more out of Tank than usual. Roach was feeling confident. I told him this is real, he said after facing off with Tank. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and I can't wait for you all to see it. Promoter Tom Brown was selling the same story. Champion versus champion, Baltimore versus DC. Who's the bigger man today? He hyped it up, making the fight seem closer than it really was. Roach's team felt confident too. His co-promoter, Gary Jonas, kept emphasizing that Roach wasn't intimidated. He had known Tank since they were kids and had even fought him twice in the amateurs. The advantage Lamont has is their history, Jonas said. Psychologically, that gives him an edge over the guys who get intimidated by Tank. But here's the thing, knowing Tank doesn't mean you can stop him. Despite all the talk and confidence, Roach was the underdog for a reason. He was moving up in weight against a guy who had knocked out 28 of his 30 opponents. This fight wasn't just about skill, it was about power, and Tank had plenty of it. Roach was solid, technically sound, but to win, he had to be perfect for 12 straight rounds.
Would you consider you and Gervonta friends?
Friends? Probably.
Is it gonna be hard to go in the ring and fight your friend?
Not at all.
Are you all gonna be friends after?
Yeah, why not?
Either way it goes.
Both making money.
But you guys are making each other bleed.
Hopefully I just make him bleed.
Up true.
And then there was the bet. Tank and Roach made some kind of wager after the weigh-in. Some lip readers guessed it was 20K, while others thought it was as high as 250K. Maybe Roach genuinely believed he had a chance, or maybe he just wanted to prove a point. Either way, it didn't age well. Roach kept that same confidence in every interview leading up to the fight. Sitting back on a Zoom call with Dazn, he was calm and collected. "I have no doubt in myself, my skills, my strength, my will," he said. "We're going to put it all together." He promised a career-defining performance. "The fight might not even look how a lot of people expect it to," he added. "Honestly, it's going to be a real spectacle."
Yeah, man, I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plants.
And to the critics who doubted him, he didn't care. "They'll just have to wait and see," he said. For real, I couldn't care less about the doubts they have. He spoke like a man on a mission, like a fighter who truly believed he was about to shock the world. But belief doesn't win fights. And when that bell rang, reality hit. We saw it unfold exactly how we thought it would. Roach tried. He really did. He had his moments, but they weren't enough. Tank did what he always does, took his time, found his range, and when the moment was right, he closed the show. After the fight, Roach wasn't the same.
It's gonna be a party
and
on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say it's cap? It gotta be. You gonna say it's cap? I'm watching it. Gotta be.
The fire he had before, it was dim. He was already talking about stepping away, maybe for good. That confidence he carried into the ring, gone. This was always going to be the biggest fight of his career, his one shot at greatness. And just like so many before him, he fell short. Anyway, what everyone can't stop talking about now is the road ahead for Tank, and it starts with Shakur. Do you think we'll finally get the fights we've been waiting for? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.